All right. In this video, I want to talk about how they can't see Jesus in the scriptures. You may be saying, who's they? Well, they is actually a large group of people that are divided up, and they're all given a false depiction of Jesus. So they think they know Jesus, so when they come to the scriptures, they don't see Jesus. They see what they think is a deception because they don't think they've been deceived. For example, when you have Muslims, they're told that Jesus is not the Son of God, right? So when you bring the scriptures to them and you show them how Jesus says that he is the Son of God, right? They say, that's not Jesus, right? Because they're giving a depiction of Jesus as just some prophet of God. That's it. And matter of fact, Muhammad is a greater prophet than Jesus in their eyes, right? So they don't see Jesus because they were given a false Jesus, right? For an example, with a church that I used to be part of, the Seventh-day Adventist. I guess it's a good thing I didn't grow up one, but people who are grown up Seventh-day Adventists, they're given a depiction of Jesus that is legalistic, that set an example for you to keep the law, right? You gotta keep the law like Jesus did, right? But they don't understand that the whole reason why Jesus came into this world to live a life under the law and kept the law perfectly was because we couldn't. He didn't do it to give us an example. He did it to show that I'm God, I can do it, and this is the only way to actually save you because the law can't save you. Right? Excuse me. So when they come to Jesus and you show them the mercy and the grace that he freely offers you, a gift of salvation that you don't have to earn and deserve, they're like, that's not Jesus. Right? Because they've been given a false image of Jesus. The same thing when you come to the Catholics and the Orthodox. Right? It's very similar where they're given a depiction of Jesus that wants you to do something like the sacraments to save yourself. Right? And they depict him usually as the child of Mary. So when you show a Jesus that calls his mother woman and says that, hey, the woman that bore me is no different or no better off than anybody else. And matter of fact, who's better off is somebody who actually hears the word of God and keeps it. They're like, that's not Jesus. Right? And who doesn't give any credence to these sacraments they have. They're like, that's not Jesus. That's a different Jesus. So when they come to the scriptures and they actually see the true Jesus, because the true Jesus is in the scriptures, and they were taught by their church a different Jesus, when they actually see the true Jesus in the scriptures, they're like, no. They reject him because they were given a false version. They don't think, oh, my church gave me the false version, and I need to clean this up here. This is the true Jesus. They don't think that. And that's the issue. It's the same thing with, you can name other groups like Jews or Calvinists and so on, that they're given this image of Jesus with the Jews, that he is basically, a heretic, right? And with Calvinists, that he's a narcissist. He just has children and picks and chooses some that he's going to give grace to, and others he's just going to use them for wrath. And he only died for the chosen ones, and the other ones, he doesn't care anything about them, right? So they got this false Jesus, right? So when you actually open to them to the scriptures, they're like, that's not Jesus, because I was taught something different. And it's like, well, why are you following your church over the scriptures? Why? And some of them will say, like, oh, this is the church Jesus set up. According to the scriptures or according to your church? Which reminds me of an argument. I guess I'll cover... No, I'll just make a short video about it after this. It's a silly argument. It makes no sense. And it should be a quick video. But anyway, I just wanted to make this quick video to talk about how they can't see Jesus because they think they know him based on what their church has told them about Jesus, when they actually haven't come to him themselves to get to know them themselves. Right? They don't really have the faith to actually come to God themselves. They always put a mediator, right? Their church is their mediator, and they base their relationship off of with Jesus based off their relationship to their church, and they think that their church has a relationship with Jesus, and therefore then, since they're connected to their church, that means they have a relationship with Jesus, right? It's kind of like saying, oh, I'm friends with the friend of somebody famous, right? Like Jim Carrey or Arnold Schwarzenegger or whoever, right? They're like, oh, I'm friends with the one who's somebody who's friends with them. And it's like, okay, that doesn't mean you're friends with that famous person. It means you're friends with one of their friends. It doesn't mean you actually have a personal relationship with this movie star or athlete or magician or whoever, right? But they like to act like, oh, well, my church is a friend of this famous person. That means I have a relationship with them too, because I go to that church. And it's like that. Well, that's not how it works, and it seems like you're gonna have to find that out the hard way, which is unfortunate. But it is what it is. So it's these false depictions of Jesus that has gotten people to reject the true Jesus, but it's also prepared them to accept this false Jesus that's about to show up, because he's going to fit these things, right? And yeah, with all that being said, thank you so much for watching. Take care. I'll see you in the next one. May God bless you and yours. And if you want to support this channel, there's ways you can do so in the info description box. And you can like, subscribe, hit the bell icon, share the video, share the channel, interact in the comment section. These things help out a lot and would be greatly appreciated. See ya.